What's cracking, socialites? You know what I'm talking about? This your boy Billy Cash, man. You know what I'm talking about? I've been down and out, but they can't hold me down. You feel me? And on this episode right here, we're talking about driving services, man. You got Uber, you got Lyft, you got a whole bunch of unnamed services that I don't really even know about. But when you think about these driving services, when you hop in the back of the car, you're putting your life in danger. And even the drivers are putting their lives in danger because they don't even know the passengers. But when you think about the drivers, think about, have they had any extensive background checks on them? You know what I'm talking about? And on this episode right here, we finna get into some dark shit with a Lyft driver. And I hope when he go to jail, they beat his ass, fam. Social climbing, 100. This podcast is brought to you by niggas who are generally concerned with most of the dumb shit that's going on right now. By the way, I'm your host, Billy Cash, a.k.a. Cole, and welcome to Social Climbing. Oh, man, you know what I'm talking about? We talking about 43-year-old Julio C. Perez, a Lyft driver in Florida, who sexually assaults a 16-year-old teen. He picks the boy up, drops him off at his home, comes back 10 minutes later to assault the boy. You know what I'm saying? When I say assault, I don't mean groping. He wants the boy to suck him off. You know what I'm talking about? I hate to be so graphic. I hate to use that nature. But, you know, he wants the boy to do whatever. You know what I mean? And this puzzles me. A lot about this story actually puzzles me. You know what I mean? But we're going to listen to some audio, and I'm coming back with my comments. You know what I'm talking about? Social climbing.
On Tuesday, October 17th, we received a call from a concerned parent that her 16-year-old son had been sexually assaulted by a Lyft driver. Through our investigation, we determined that this child was picked up from a high school outside of Davie and transported to his residence here in Davie. When they arrived at the home in Davie, there was a short conversation. The driver left the scene but returned a short time later. When the driver came back, he knocked on the door. They engaged in a conversation at the doorway. The driver was able to coerce his way to get into the residence. Once inside the residence, he forced the boy to perform oral sex on him. We were able to, through our investigation, identify this driver as Julio Perez, 11/3 of 1973, and we've subsequently made an arrest. Yesterday, on Wednesday, we were able to obtain a subpoena, which we served on Lyft, and they provided the driver information once they were served the subpoena. That is our concern, is that that there may be more victims out there that we ask to come forward. We're going to provide a picture of the suspect, and anybody that's had contact with him, if their child's been victimized, please let us know. Or if there's some type of concern, let us know.
Okay. Sexual assault is a very touchy subject, whether it's a little girl or a little boy. But seeing as if it was a boy this time, that's what makes this so dynamic to me. You know what I mean? And what's even more puzzling is that Lyft didn't even want to release this man's information once they got an affidavit. You know what I mean? And it just sounds weird to me. You come back 10 minutes later, you knock on the victim's door, and then the victim lets you in too. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about the little boy, man. Why didn't you just call 911? You let him in the house? You know what I'm talking about? Hey, go to my neighborhood, knock on the door, and you be a stranger and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Them little kids gonna fight with all their life. Why this boy didn't fight? Why he didn't fight? Why he didn't try to block this person's advances? You know what I mean? I don't really understand that. You know what I'm saying? But he felt like his life was in danger, so he had to do what the man told him to do. And I mean, at the end of the day, the man put himself in a vulnerable position to ask the little boy to do whatever he asked him to do. You know what I'm talking about? I don't really want to say it. I've already said it. The video says it. You know what I'm saying? It's graphic in nature. Shit, hey, bite it, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, man, we got to protect our children, and we got to tell our children how to protect themselves too. You know what I mean? And whatever sentence they get this man, you know what I'm saying? I hope they just don't deport him and get him out the country. You know what I'm talking about? No. He needs to feel the strong arm of American justice, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, go on here, give him a 30-year sentence, baby. You know what I mean? It doesn't even make any sense. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look back on it, he looks disappointed because he thought that the boy was 12 years old, but he was 16. So you thought he was 12? Is that acceptable? Where the fuck you come from? Like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know he was 16. Nigga, come on, bro. That don't make the situation no more better. It even makes it more deplorable that you would have rather him be a younger child than an older child. You know what I mean? So I hope this man gets what the fuck he deserves. Julio C. Perez, you know what I'm talking about? Man. And we got to be careful when we get in the car with these Uber drivers, these Lyft drivers. I'm not saying that to stop taking Uber. I'm not going to stop taking Uber or Lyft. You know what I mean? But, man, be careful of your surroundings, man, and let's protect our kids, man. You know what I'm talking about? If you know that your child is finna get into a car with one of these ride services, they need to be on the phone with you the time they get in the car and the time they get out. You as a parent. And when Julio Perez goes to jail, I hope they show him the same courtesy he showed that little boy. Social climbing. 100. Click like and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button. Yeah.